today. This is a true celebration and opportunity for us to say thank you. My name is Sue Wilcox. I'm the Executive Director for the United Way of Portage County, and I welcome you to our 2012 Recognition Luncheon. We have many campaign volunteers, supporters, and award recipients joining us today, and we would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and generosity this past year. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our 2012 campaign leadership team. Pat Westenberg, our 2012 campaign chair. Marge Hooker-Nelson and Tina Peters, our Stevens Society co-chair. If you wouldn't mind, can we please give them a round of applause? Now I'd like to turn it over to Erin Andrews, who will introduce our keynote speaker today.
Hello everyone. I'm Erin Andrews and I'm thankful to be a part of today's event and to have the opportunity to recognize all of you and your efforts during the 2012 United Way campaign. Each one of you helps make Portage County a great community. Before I introduce today's keynote speaker, I would like to remind everyone that at the end of the program we will be giving away this beautiful 14-karat gold necklace. Eleanor is modeling it for us. It's a diamond on an 18-inch gold chain, and it is sponsored and designed by Thomas Daly Designs and Lee Ayers Jewelers. So, hold on to your ticket that you received when you came in. If you need to leave early, have someone you know and trust. Now I would like to introduce today's keynote speaker. Please help me in welcoming Pastor Annie Edison Albright from Redeemer Lutheran Church. Pastor Annie is here to talk with us today on the topic of what is gratitude.
Good afternoon. Oh, you guys can do better. Good afternoon. It's back in church. Excellent. But before I get started, there is an interactive element. Please continue eating, but also at this moment, find this little card. It should be in front of you. Turn it over. You'll see that that side is blank. There should be pens on your table as well. I would like for you to write down something that you are grateful for. What are you most grateful for in your life? Really just write down the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't think too hard about it. It does not have to be profound. But what are you grateful for? And I'm going to write down mine too. I wrote mine down, but it's not fair. I have a little more time. All right. Now just put that aside, somewhere where you won't lose it, but where you can find it again. So I am here, basically, today, to say thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the United Way of Portage County, on behalf of our community and our communities of faith, on behalf of all the people who have benefited from your donations of time, and talent, and treasure, as we say in the church, thank you. I think that I was in part asked to speak to you today because I am a pastor, and pastors are professional thanks givers. And because of you, I have a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful for your heroic efforts toward meeting the fundraising goals this year. I'm thankful for Portage County United Way's visionary approach of offering both nets and ladders, emergency assistance to meet the basic needs like food and shelter, and also long-term system-changing efforts that address the root causes of poverty. As a board member of Portage County Literacy Council, I'm thankful that your support of the United Way makes it possible for our organization to get the support that it needs to match learners and tutors, giving adults an opportunity to improve their lives in literacy. I'm also thankful for this little name tag that I had here. I actually forgot to take it off this morning. Came shortly after tutoring at Madison Elementary School. I'm a Learn for Life tutor. And the 2 third graders I read with every week at Madison Elementary School are just amazing. How many of you are involved with or know something about the Learn for Life program? Those of you who don't know about it, applause for this great program. If you don't know about it, ask someone at your table, ask someone who does know about it. It's pretty much the greatest thing ever. You take kids who are starting to fall behind in reading, and you give them just a half hour a week of one-on-one time with a volunteer tutor, and the gains are completely phenomenal. And these are like quantifiable gains, like test scores, certainly, but also unquantifiable too. I can personally report a 100% increase in spontaneous exclamations of, "I love to read." And that makes me very, very thankful indeed. You've probably noticed in your own volunteering, fundraising, and giving that gratitude brings about more gratitude, or gratitude begets gratitude. You give out of a sense of gratitude for all that you have. You experience the gratitude of others who are benefiting from what you've given. You realize that what you're doing is making a difference, and that makes you even more grateful than before. It's like a fabulous feedback loop of thankfulness. Or, in Lutheran circles, we call it grace. Grace is the amazing, freely given gift of God's unconditional love, given regardless of whether or not we deserve it. A love that fills us with gratitude, which inspires us to devote our lives to service, to give back some of what we've been given. I'm guessing that many of you today out there have pretty amazing gratitude stories. Stories about how your life has been changed and shaped by an amazing gift that you received, a gift that made you so thankful you knew you had to share it with others. My family has a gratitude story like that. When I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with the final stage of a very deadly childhood cancer. Doctors told my parents that I had less than 6 months to live. When further tests showed that removing the tumor might surgically be possible, one of the doctors told my parents, and I believe this is a verbatim quote, at least the way my mom remembers it, "We're going to do this surgery, but you can still have no hope. She's still going to die." Fortunately, my parents took that as a challenge and decided to hope anyway. And even if they weren't getting their hopes up, the medical and surgical staff at UW Madison Hospital came together and gave me pretty much the best, most world-class care imaginable. And above and beyond all of that, we got a miracle. The football-sized tumor in my abdomen was benign. It had wound around every major organ in my abdomen, but the only long-term damage it did was crush the arteries to my left kidney, which is great because I had two, and was able to get rid of one of them. So once the tumor and the kidney were removed, I was fine, cured. You can imagine the gratitude. A deep sense of thankfulness has shaped my life and shaped my parents' lives. And we're always looking for ways to give back, just something, just a little bit of what we've been given. It's the reason that I'm a pastor, a professional servant, a professional thanksgiver, and it's the reason that my parents work for the church too. Think about your own gratitude story now. What is it that motivates you to give so much of yourself and your time and what you have to United Way? Do you support their literacy programs because of a teacher who believed in you and inspired you? Or maybe a student who inspired you? Were you given a second chance in life? An undeserved moment of grace that allowed you to make a positive change? Do you personally know how powerful and important those second chances can be. I do. That's what I wrote down on the paper, somewhere here. A second chance, that's what I'm grateful for. Now, everybody, take a look at what you wrote down on your piece of paper. What are you grateful for? From up here, I can kind of snoop on some of you and see what you wrote. But I'm guessing that I have some of the top 3 picked out already. If you wrote down family, that you're grateful for your family, for your spouse, for your children, for your extended family, I want you to think of all of the families in crisis that you have helped through the United Way. Thank you. Thank you for turning your gratitude for your family into real positive change for families in need. Maybe some of you wrote down friends or community. I want you to think of all of the positive connections people make through United Way funded programs. New parents meeting in a parenting class. Women helping women break a cycle of domestic violence. Families working together to stop child abuse and neglect, even prevent it before it breaks the family apart. Thank you. Thank you for turning your gratitude for your friends, your community, your connections into life-giving, community-creating connections for others. If you wrote down home, if you're grateful for home, I want you to think about how your work with and for the United Way has helped people move from homelessness to safe temporary shelter to permanent housing. Thank you. Thank you for turning your gratitude for your home into meeting a most basic human need, a safe place from which people can turn their lives around. You get the idea, right? I mean, even if I didn't list what was on your paper, you can probably see the connections. You can look at that and think about how it connects and correlates to the work that you have done with and through the United Way. And join me in giving thanks. So thank you, all of you, for turning your own gratitude into blessings for individuals, families, and our community as a whole. Now, because I'm a preacher, I am tempted to conclude my remarks with a rousing amen. And that might not be entirely appropriate, except some of you probably know this already, but amen actually translates to and means this is most certainly true, or this is true, right? So even though this isn't a sermon, I think it's still appropriate. So thank you. The United Way is blessed to have you as donors, volunteers, staff, and friends. I am blessed by all of you, and you are a blessing to this community. This is most certainly true. Can I get an amen?
Thank you, Pastor Annie, for sharing your insight with our group today, a group that deserves our deepest gratitude and thanks. Before Pat Westenberg continues with the program, I'd like to say a few words about Pat, our dedicated 2012 United Way campaign chair. Pat's calm, cool demeanor and her positive energy were exactly what the doctor ordered this year for this campaign. Her energy and her passion motivated all of us throughout the year. But even in the final weeks of the campaign, when there was a real possibility that we might not reach our goal, she continued to push forward and she never let up. Pat, we know that you have a few more gray hairs as a result of last year's campaign, especially the last week of the fund drive, but we cannot thank you enough for all the work you did to make this campaign a success. We have big steps to fill. Please help me in giving Pat a round of applause.
usually don't know how to fundraiser. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. As Erin mentioned, 2012 was definitely an interesting year, and I was certainly honored to represent United Way in support of the Portage County community. Seeing so many individuals and businesses step forward to make a difference in our community is truly what makes this place amazing. Thank you for everything that you have done. Hundreds of volunteers pitched in this year to make the campaign fun and exciting. Several memorable events that come to mind include when Ignite Leadership Network of Portage County instilled a Born Learning Trail at Mead Park, when the Dan Sandstrom Memorial Walleye Tournament did what they do best. They went fishing and raised $7,700 for United Way's Learn to Life program. When Project Fresh Start canvassed the community and provided school supplies to over 1,000 students, giving them a fresh start to the 2012-2013 school year. When the United Way campaign kicked off in August with the Run Bike Unite Duathlon at Central Insurance, with more than 750 participants testing their limits this past year, we did our best to kick off the United Way campaign on a healthy note. And finally, when hundreds of volunteers lent a hand to rake leaves for the disabled and elderly on Make a Difference Day. These are just a few of the many events that helped shape the past year. In addition to these special events, volunteer coordinators organized employee campaigns at businesses throughout the county. When 2012 ended, more than $2,728,000 had been raised. At the top of page 2 of your program, you will find a breakdown of the campaigns by corporate giving, employee contributions, and direct mail. It really tells the story of how this community rallied to make the 2012 campaign an incredible success. And now on to the rewards. In the interest of time, we've placed all corporate awards in alphabetical order on the tables in the back, and we ask that all award winners pick them up following today's program. All award winners are listed in the program and on the screen so you can follow along as we recognize these organizations. First, we have our corporate campaign awards listed on page 2 of your program. These awards are given to organizations in each division for the highest corporate gifts per capita, with the company contribution divided by the total number of employees. Next, we have the employee campaign awards, listed on page 3 of your program. These awards are given to the organizations with the highest average giving by employee, with a participation rate of 50% or higher. Award levels are based on the average gift per week by contributing employees. Lastly, we want to recognize companies that are members of the $1,000 clubs, listed on page 4 of your program. These organizations provide total gifts ranging from $10,000 to well over $100,000. Success surely lies in the tireless efforts of these and so many other outstanding organizations that come together in support of United Way. Please join me in giving all of these businesses a huge round of applause. Now we would like to recognize organizations in the 100% Club that have 5 or more employees, with all employees contributing to the Workplace campaign. These businesses are also listed on page 4 of your program. Hitting 100% is never easy. Please join me in giving this group a special round of applause. Next, we'd like to present a few awards for outstanding campaign. Again, these awards are located on the tables in the back of the room. For the greatest campaign percentage increase of all, public schools, Roosevelt Elementary School. For the greatest campaign percentage increase of all parochial schools, State Stanislaus School. And finally, for the greatest campaign percentage increase of all partner agencies, Salvation Army. Let's give all three of these awards. Next, the Special Service Award is presented to companies for their commitment, leadership, and innovation in support of the United Way campaign. Would representatives from the following organizations please come forward? Delta Dental of Wisconsin, Travel Guard, JHL Direct Marketing, Muzzy Broadcasting, Thank you all for your contributions. Right from the beginning, our pace setters, Delta Dental of Wisconsin, Central City Credit Union, and Digicopy led the charge by contributing more than 10% of the overall community goal. They ran their campaigns in early August and inspired others to follow their early success. Pacesetter certificates are located at the back table. Let's give these organizations a round of applause for taking a lead role. Now I would like to welcome Nick Inman to the stage to provide a 2012 year in review. Nick is a dedicated United Way volunteer, serving as chair of the Ignite Advisory Board and as a member of United Way's Income Investment Team.
Thank you, Pat. 2012 was a great year for the United Way and its partner programs. I'd just like to take a few minutes to reflect on the work taking place internally at the United Way this year. As Pat mentioned, I'm the chair of the Ignite Advisory Board for 2013. For those of you unfamiliar with the Ignite Leadership Network of Portage County, we are a program designed to engage the next generation of leaders to get involved and make a difference in our community. Our annual community service project for 2012, which was primarily funded through a grant from the United Way Endowment, was the installation of a Born Learning Trail at Beach Park. This is a tool that gives parents and caregivers the ability to turn everyday moments into learning opportunities. In the spirit of the luncheon, I'd like to thank our sponsors, including Alchemy Concrete, Yellowstone Construction, County Materials Corporation, Security Fence and Supply, and Stevens Point Parks and Rec. United Way's 211 is a free, confidential, non-emergency helpline that connects people with community-based health and human service resources. In 2012, 211 received over 3,800 calls, provided more than 4,300 referrals, of which nearly 59% were for basic needs, such as food and shelter. If you or someone you know needs help, simply dial 211 or search online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The United Way's Volunteer Center provides resources to individuals and organizations to address community needs through volunteer efforts. The Volunteer Center connects people who want to volunteer their time and talents where they can be used most effectively. Project Fresh Start is a program through the Volunteer Center that helps Portage County children in grades K through 12 qualify for free or reduced meal programs to start the school year with the necessary supplies they need to be ready to learn. In 2012, this program was able to help more than 1,000 children in Portage County. Make a Difference Day is also a program run through the Volunteer Center and assists elderly or disabled residents in clearing up their yards each fall. In 2012, the Volunteer Center connected over 700 volunteers to nearly 150 residents to rake and clean up their yards prior to the winter. The United Way is also involved in several community initiatives. One of these initiatives is the Learn to Life reading program. This is a reading tutoring program with the goal of increasing reading achievement in our community so that all children become proficient in reading by the time they finish 3rd grade. Trained volunteers work with the children for a minimum of 30 minutes each week during the school year. This program is currently in 5 schools in Portage County with 41 volunteers helping 61 children. The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA, is a free tax assistance program serving low to moderate income individuals and families and those who are 60 years old and older. Trained volunteers provide the assistance, and residents can register and make appointments by calling 211. VITA is a collaborative effort between the United Way of Portage County, CAP Services, Mid-State Technical College, the Portage County Library, the Lincoln Center, and the IRS. Now, these are just a few of the great things happening in our community through the United Way, and I hope to see all of you volunteering your time and talents in 2013. Now I would like to turn the podium over to Tina Peters and Mark Coulter Nelson, the 2012 Stevens Society co-chairs.
Thank you for telling us again about all the wonderful things that happen in Portage County. We're aware of it and we're proud of the United Way support for this program. I'm pleased to present the United Way Lifetime Achievement Award to Dale Shue, Chairman of Century Insurance Board of Directors. Dale, would you come forward? Dale graduated from Lawrence University in Appleton with a degree in mathematics. He started his career at Century as an actuarial intern in 1969. He rose through the ranks and was selected as the Chief Executive Officer in 1998. Century is Portage County's largest employer with 2,200 employees in Stevens Point. Annette and Dale raised their 2 sons in Stevens Point. Under Dale's leadership at Century Insurance, the company saw unprecedented financial growth and an expansion of their community support and commitment. For example, in 2004, Dale and his team introduced the Century Insurance Invitation to Arts, a program in conjunction with UWSP that provides local students from grade school through college with the opportunity to interact with outstanding professionals in the fine arts area. Yo-Yo Ma and the Silk Road Ensemble, Winston Marsalis and the Jazz Lincoln Center Orchestra are just examples. Since 2010, Century has supported education in our community in a unique way. They provided every high school student and their teacher in Stevens Point with laptop computers and software. And during Dale's leadership, Century expanded its post-secondary scholarship programs. Every year, Century Insurance Foundation grants over $500,000 in scholarships. Dale has encouraged his team and Century associates not only to donate to Portage County United Way, but to have fun while participating in our annual campaign. Dale, United Way and the people and the programs it funds, thank you for your outstanding personal support and leadership.
Next, we would like the following individuals to please come forward to be recognized with a special recognition award. Frank Schuler and Fritzy Markwood, please come forward. I know Fritzy, I believe, is not here. Frank Schuler from Digicom, for your steadfast support of United Way and your assistance in developing relationships and new campaigns in area businesses. Craig is the perfect example of someone that lives united. Fritzy Marquardt, a community volunteer extraordinaire who for well over a decade has quietly been our go-to person for assistance in organizing and setup of campaign materials prior to being distributed to area businesses. Fritzy was unable to attend today's event. We want to thank you both for your continued support, and we offer a round of applause.
Well, Fred hounded me on this. This is kind of embarrassing to accept something from something that you feel you're indebted to. And I truly feel indebted to the United Way, the 17 agencies and the 30-some programs that are supported through the United Way. I read a devotional every morning. And Sunday morning, my devotional, the Bible's put it was Corinthians 1:7-7. It says, each has a particular gift from God. One having one kind, and another having a different kind. Okay, and I think that's really kind of what the United Way is all about. It's a great way for us as a community to identify something that we're good at, or something we're passionate at, and make a difference every day. Make a difference day. So I just want to thank Generous Around and thank the United Way and all the agencies represented here for allowing us to deliver meals to elderly, or mentor a child at risk, or ring a bell at Christmas. But in the end, that's what God has in mind for us, to make a difference every day. So thank you for what you do every day.
Next, we would like to recognize some volunteers who provide their time, talents, ideas, and resources to ensure a successful campaign. With representatives from the campaign coordinator teams from Associated Bank and Ministry Healthcare, please come forward to accept the award for Campaign Coordinator Team of the Year. This year was hard to choose one winner because both teams truly went above the call of duty. Thank you for valuable work.
Craig, I could have jumped up that step. I'm honored to present the 2012 Speakers Bureau Award to May Nachman. May, would you come up and receive the award? May truly demonstrates what it means to live united through her commitment to the Speakers Bureau. She invited hundreds of people into her life by sharing her personal story. She also raised the stock in Kleenex. She touched the hearts of many and encouraged others to join her in the support of a stronger community. I would like to thank you, May. Appreciate it. I'd like to present the Live United Volunteer of the Year Award to Marty Silva. Marty, please come forward. The Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes somebody who has gone above and beyond the expectations in advancing the common good and inspiring others to live united. Until her recent retirement, Marty served as the RSVP Director of the Portage County Department on Aging. Marty's been described by a coworker as, quote, the glue that holds together the Portage County Association of Volunteer Administrators for many, many years, unquote. In 2007, she received the Volunteer of the Year Award from the Wisconsin Volunteer Coordinators Association. Marty continues to serve on the United Way Board of Directors and is the chair of the Volunteer Center Advisory Committee. Marty's longstanding support of United Way and her community truly represents what it means to live united. On behalf of United Way and the members of the community that you serve so faithfully, thank you. The Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award, which began in 2009, goes to an individual who consistently dedicates their time, talent, and service to the residents of Portage County. This person demonstrates exemplary compassion for others through their work with United Way and in collaboration with other community initiatives.
This year's recipient is a well-respected individual who isn't afraid to roll up her sleeves in support of her community. Her contributions of time, talent, and treasures have positively impacted countless individuals and groups, and United Way would not be what it is today without her numerous contributions. Please help me in welcoming this year's Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award recipient, Kathy Davis. Kathy is currently the Fund Development Director at Alzheimer's Association Greater Wisconsin Chapter. She has been involved in serving on area boards most of her career. She has served on, or is currently serving on, the following boards and committees, and I'll read you just a few because I pared it down a little bit. United Way Portage County and past chair of the board, Community Foundation of Central Wisconsin Board and past chair, St. Michael's Hospital Board of Directors, the Clover Area Business Association Board of Directors, Humane Society Portage County Board of Directors, Portage County Justice Coalition Advisory Committee, St. Bronislaus Justice and Peace Committee, Community Foundation, Stevens Point Public Schools Education Endowment Fund Development Team, Portage County Health and Human Services Alcohol and Drug Task Force, Women's Fund of Portage County, Wisconsin Well Women Entrepreneurs Central, and McDill School Parent-Teacher Organization, to name a few.
You know, they told me to prepare notes to present the life report. I actually want you all to pick up a copy of the life report. But thank you so very much. This is quite a surprise. Thank you all.
It's hard to surprise Kathy. She knows everything before we do. Before we turn the program back over to Sue, we'd like to recognize a group of individuals and couples that represent a major giving portion to us. We recorded this year 867 Stevens Society leadership givers, with donations that totaled over $961,406, or 35% of our campaign. This is the highest dollar amount we've seen from a group of givers. Let's give this special group a round of applause for their generosity.
I don't know why I feel so good about getting Kathy, but I do. It just feels good. Sorry, Kathy. So we want to thank Tina and March. Our 2012 was a wonderful year, and we are so thankful to have such amazing support from so many people, year after year. Would everyone please turn to page 7 to follow along as we recognize the contributions of many individuals and organizations that worked to ensure a successful 2012 campaign. I know that I say this often, but I mean it as deeply as I can. We cannot thank you enough for making 2012 so incredibly successful. So thank you. Please save your applause for the end. First, our campaign kickoff planning committee and partners for making this year's duathlon a huge success. And then also, all the companies and individuals who contributed to the 2012 campaign sweepstakes prizes. Also, our campaign cabinet and past ride chairs who take on the task of meeting with companies around the county and really act as our conduit between United Way and those organizations. Thank you. Members of the Speakers Bureau who share their stories and play an important role in bridging the gap for donors who may not otherwise have a solid understanding of the role of United Way. They show up at all hours of the day and night to share their experiences for small and large groups. Thank you all so much. Let's please give everyone a round of applause. If you look at the back page of your program, you will see a list of our media partners. These organizations contribute everything from airtime, to printing services, to direct mail assistance, to print media, installation and location of our billboards, our thermometer billboards, and everything in between. They provide so much to United Way quietly, year after year. We simply say thank you. Finally, I'd like to extend to our 2012 Board of Directors and take this moment, a thank you to our 2012 Board of Directors, and take this moment to honor our 2012 Board President, Ron Screens. We have a token of our sincere appreciation with the 2012 United Way Flame Award. Ron, would you please come forward to accept your award? Ron has a unique ability to command board meetings with what I would only describe as a gentle precision. And while Ron is absolutely a brilliant attorney, he's also a very genuine guy. I'm here to tell you that these things go together. And while he can be very serious and always a stickler for detail, he is also quick with a joke and can bring humor, even to subjects like plan giving and estate planning. Thank you, Ron, for sharing your time, talents, and treasures and laughter with United Way. Another group to thank, and I'm going to ask them to stand. Could I please have the United Way staff stand, and please don't tell me you don't want to. Please stand. These are incredibly hardworking, very committed individuals who give also of their time and their talent and their resources. So thank you all so very much. Last but not least, we would like to acknowledge our very own Pat Mussenberg for her exceptional leadership throughout the 2012 campaign. It's been a roller coaster ride, but it sure was fun. I hope you agree and don't mind having that extra gray hair, which of course we can wash right out. Pat, would you please come forward to receive a few tokens of our appreciation? Pat rode the bike portion of the duathlon, so we had to get that in there. Now it is my privilege to introduce our first ever drive chair family. 2006 marked our first husband and wife campaign co-chairs after 60 years of drive chairs going it solo. Now we're taking it to new heights in 2013 with a whole family getting involved. Would the Andrews family please come forward? Ryan, Aaron, Josh, Riley, and Eleanor.
Unfortunately, my husband Ryan was unable to come today. He's a family physician and he is in clinic today taking care of the community in a whole different kind of way. So today we're doing what all families do and what we will do when we're doing the campaign, which is divide and conquer. Seriously though, our family is really looking forward to the 2013 campaign. When we were asked to chair the campaign for next year, Ryan and I really had to think hard about the time and commitment it would take for us and from our family. With 3 young, active kids, most of our time is spent juggling schedules. And then we realized what an amazing opportunity this would be for us, but especially for our kids, to have the opportunity to meet people who work every day to make this community a better place to live. People like each and every one of you. So thank you very much, and we look forward to working with all of you in the upcoming year. Now for the exciting part, get out your tickets. We're going to draw for the necklace. So, everybody have their ticket ready. And I think Thomas Daly is going to come up and assist with the raffle. It is time to draw for the winner of the 14-karat white gold heart pendant with diamond on an 18-inch chain.
Does everybody have a ticket?
This beautiful necklace that Eleanor is wearing, Eleanor's going to draw it. It was sponsored and designed by Thomas Daly Designs and Lear's Jewelers.
Okay. Sure. Number 818-4124.
One thing that I really want to mention is that for any future purchases at Lear's Jewelers, you can donate 10% of the cost of any regular price in-stock Thomas Daly design. You can donate 10% of that purchase to the United Way of Portage County. So thank you. Please join me. Thank you. I will share that with you. Last purchase that was made with the 10% donation toward the United Way was for
No, not the United Way, but for the last check written for one of the groups.
For one of the groups.
Yes.
Was 10% was $647, which is very significant. Thank you. Please don't forget to pick up your reward at the exit before you leave. Thank you for supporting the United Way of Portage County. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the 4th annual Run, Bike, Unite Duathlon on August 24th of 2013. Our family will see you on the course. I hope to see you all there. And thanks again for coming. And enjoy your day. And by all means, please stay warm.